Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to go over the nutty pricing of what's happening on the Hololive official card game. That is because if you did not see the thumbnail of this video, Suisei went crazy. It was really high. It was everything I expected because it happens in Weiss Schwarz. Now, if you take a look at the top left, you're going to see a name from X, BR Laru Khan. I might have said that wrong, but congratulations anyways. They did the whole one box luck pool thing happening here because you could see off to the bottom right, we got the AZKi Suisei signature. Off to the left, you're going to see the ultra rare. That is pretty amazing. So if any of you opened any boxes, let me know what you got or what you're hoping for in the future. As I said before, I'm waiting for an English release, which I will think is coming because Japanese did really well. And as you see, I'm going to show you pricings of all the different cards. Not all of them, but the more the higher ones. But you'll notice that they progress over time. What I mean by that is in the top left is Grand Panda Canyon. On the right is Yuyute. I took the prices off these websites. You can find prices for these cards a little bit lower elsewhere, but I do this because these are one of the bigger, I guess, sites out there that you can purchase cards from, and that's why I'm doing it. And these prices originally were taken on Thursday night. Why that's important is because Friday went by, and now this is Saturday morning as I'm recording it, and the prices have changed, inventory has changed, and I'm going to show you just a little bit about that, okay? Now, inside of the booster box, remember there was 133 basic cards and a bunch of parallels, which they didn't actually write down there. I thought there was going to be more SECs, more signatures in there because I come from a world of Weiss Schwarz, which has Hololive 2, 51 SSP with signatures. They had SPs in there as well. And when they showed it, I just assumed that they'd be showing more. And we never got that. It was really just Kiara and Suisei. That really surprised me. But that just tells me about the future of this product, what they're going to do. Obviously, with that many Hololive members, how many products do you think they have coming in the future with signatures? It's going to be a lot, especially if they do 2, 3, or 4 at a time. It's going to be a lot of products. So buckle up, but that just means you're going to have some beautiful art and other people to collect because as I showed you here before, inside of the last video, there was only a certain amount of members in each, and you're going to see at the end of this video what the future lies. Now, that number, 179,990 yen, which I got off Yuyute, is the equivalent on Thursday night to 1261.91. That is freaking expensive and pretty dang amazing. So good luck if you got it, or if you didn't get it, good luck if you want to actually get it. Hopefully you have a lot of money out there because it's expensive. As I mentioned before, you can see there were other rarities that you could pick up with lovely art as well. That's not going to cost you $1,200. So I would send you that way. Also, if you wanted English cards, maybe you wait on it because it should come to English just because the Japanese release, it went really well. It went really, really good. And I can't imagine that a card company or Hololive don't want to make money. Now, Kiara, $59,990. That is the equivalent of $420.59. That is very respectable and an awesome looking card. I do say so myself. And because I'm a Kiara fan, I love the price because it's not $1,200. Now, taking a look, this was literally Friday night. And why I say that is because I was going to record this video on Friday night and I just did not have time. So you can see what happened here, 59,800 yen. We have Suisei 198,000. Man, that is crazy expensive. But as you notice, there is no more inventory of Kiara, Suisei. There is one, but the price has gone up. As you can see here, the price is 1375.70. Very, very, very expensive. Congrats again if you pulled it, you lucky son of a gun. Now, taking a look at the next set of rarities, this is going to be our favorite Hollow Men Ultra Rare. Again, it is a specialty rarity that uses illustrations and processing different from normal cards. This is one of my favorite cards, I will say. It's just amazing looking. That is so cool. It reminds me of going to Japan and going into these different art places where you can see the reflections off the bottom of the ground. Just really cool. Now, if you take a look at these, this was from Thursday night, okay? Just so you can see. Inventory X means sold out. You can see some of them have one, some of them two. But what you notice, 34,800 yen, 39,800 yen. Super expensive for some lovely looking cards. This set did really well, and it tells me again there is an appetite to actually pick up these cards. Whether people actually end up playing it, I don't know, but here you are. Here's all the different ones that I pulled off for you. 24,800, 19,800, 49,800 Suisei inventory sold out, and then 29,800. Again, I love the lower prices. I mean, maybe people don't appreciate it as much because they're lower price. Maybe it's not so good, but for me, looks freaking awesome. There's not, you shouldn't feel bad about picking up a lower card if you can't afford a signature card. Like, why would you? It still looks freaking awesome. Now you take a look at what happened to the prices as of last night. Some of them changed. You see that? A bunch of them sold out. Some of them changed, but nothing really went down at price. If anything, it stayed the same or moved up. Suisei, did that change at all? Yes. Take a look. Suisei, Thursday night, 49,800. Friday night, 59,800. So it moved up. Again, the amount of demand for these cards and what people are willing to pay for it. That means people are really wanting this. Whether it takes off as a playing game, we'll see about that. But at the very least, Hololive popularity is going higher and higher. What is ultra rare? So we're on the ultra rare. Look at this card. Ooh, damn. I said this a lot. A lot of these cards look really good, and as you can see here, if you haven't seen it yet, the inventory where it says it's a circle like that, that means they have a whole crap load of them. That's what that means. It's not an infinity symbol, but it's not a zero, it's a circle. They got a lot of them. Suisei, 3480 yen. And the four that you see here, I pulled them off because they're the ones above 1,000 yen. Okay, so that's what the significance of these four are. But now take a look at what happened on Friday night. Suisei went from that circle that meant there is a lot of it to an X. 3480 and an X sold out. The rest of them still hanging in there. And I think one of them, no, I was thinking one of them moved up over 1,000, but there's only four still there. But you can see Kanata, 1780. She originally was 1480. And you could see the inventory. I know it's small. The inventory says 2, where it said it had that infinite bubble. So it went from 1480 to 1780, and the inventory went to 2. It's a super awesome card. This is one of my favorites out of the bunch right there. And I can see why. Now moving on, let's take a look at this one. This is going to be our super rare. I think that's what they call them, or that may be Oshi rare. It doesn't matter. It's OSR Suisei 1980, 1280 on the other card. Now take a look what happened here. Can you imagine what just happened here? Same idea. Suisei 2980 yen got moved up and sold out. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts? Oh, Kanata was the one that moved up on this one. The OSR went from under 1,000 yen to 1280. So inventory is a whole lot of them. Now you can imagine if people are in desperate need of these higher rarities, the lower ones are going to be lower in price because that means a bunch of product is being opened. And on this screen, the highest one is going to be Suisei, of course, 420 yen. Everybody else is about 280 and below. And that makes sense. And that happened with all the other base rarity cards. This is going to be your double rares on the screen. You imagine all the other ones, because they're easier to get, are just going to be lower price cards. Now moving on here to the Sora AZKi starter, which is 1980 yen. This one was interesting because this is a starter deck that you get exactly the same thing inside of. At least I think so, because the prices definitely reflect it. So your OSR, 180 yen a piece. So if you go back here to this rarity, OSR, double rare, rare, uncommon, common. OSR is going to be your big one. But 180 yen is what each of these cards are actually priced at, which means to me, since I didn't open one of these or seen anybody open one yet, I know there's a bunch of videos on YouTube, you should check them out, but it tells me that there should be these cards in the decks. Whether you get both or one, I'm assuming you get both in here, but the price definitely tells me that you probably get both inside of here, and it's common enough that these aren't really expensive. Now over here to the starter cheer set, I told you on the video where I showed you the cards. Do not buy this thing unless you actually want one of the Hololive members seen on the screen. And the reason is because you get one of each of them, and the rest are just going to be the cheer cards. Now, the pricing on all of these, 220 yen. I did not bother checking it Friday night or Saturday. Maybe they bought them all up because it said the inventory is 7 or 8 that was actually left. But you can see, all you got to do is buy one of these starter decks and you get it. And you see 220 yen each multiplied by 44. This thing is costing 990 yen retail. So it really, if you wanted to get it, just buy the starter deck. If you just want one of them, maybe you just pick up a single of this or just skip it altogether unless you really, really want one of these cards. Now, over here to the future, the next release is going to be December 20th, 2024. There will be a booster box featuring Marine right here. Oh man, it's going to be cool. I just know right away this is going to be one of the more popular booster boxes. I know this one already with Suisei is super popular, but now you got Marine in it too. So it's going to be amazing. There also is an introduction of a purple color. So if you want to actually play this game, know that you're going to get another color inside of here, another cheer color. And then we also have starter decks, of course. This time around, there's gonna be 3 of them. So they're pumping this up. They're gonna start really rolling out cards here for you. So make sure come in with a plan, budget for all this stuff that's coming out because they're gonna hit you up for some money. It's gonna be cool. I really hope this game does really well. I want to see it come over to English. It'll be really nice to have this over here to see how it does with the amount of fan base for Hololive, to see if a card game can actually be pushed by a bunch of people that like watching VTubers. And I don't say that in a mean way. It's nice to get more people into the card area because that just leads you into other card games or just a general interest in playing. And I love playing games. That's what I love doing. It's one of those ones where I think back to when we were kids, right? Like you have holidays, birthdays, anything like that. We eat, but then we play games. Really nice to actually do that instead of just kind of just watching TV or just talking. I love playing games, and hopefully this gets more people into wanting to play games together. Now, last thing before I leave you all, just want to leave you with this because we got some news, and some people are a little upset. But here we go. We got Amane Elengura to get back to work. So, as always, though, thank you so much here for watching. Again, if you have any comments, leave it down below. If you want to reach me in any way, all of my information is down there in the description. But as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside your budget. Have a good one.